right, here you go.
Well, do you want to go ahead and get started?
Sure.
Um, you want me to
Oh,
try to give an
oh,
overview or what?
yeah, please. Yeah. So, sorry, I didn't know how this
Yeah,
meeting was
yeah,
gonna be set up, but
yeah. That's fine.
Ju basically, Julie, well, it seems like the Senate leadership has, instead of us choosing what to do and whatnot, and choosing which committees to go in, they kind of like grouped everybody into different committees, and rather than us choosing what to do, they kind of charged us with certain things. And so the thing she told us was, hey, y'all are going to be in charge of some kind of CTE program or review, looking at the review process. So I was wondering if you could like enlighten us on how
Sure.
we should move forward.
Um, so with me, you're always going to get the historical context.
Please, please.
When I one of the things when I started off as interim dean, um, that and I was primarily over workforce programs at that point. We've done some reorganization, and that's now Dr. Mahatni. But I was on, and we both are on the Pathways Leadership Council, which is a group of deans led by two vice presidents and a president. I think that's how it's the two vice presidents that meet about once a month and kind of, work on charges from the chancellor. Uh, it might, like this year, I think, or I apologize. Last year, the big focus was credit for prior learning. The year before, it was on this issue of career and technical education programs. So it's the charge was, we need to come up with a process. Um, I'm trying to choose my words carefully here. Not uniform across the colleges, but some guidelines across the colleges so that we can be more proactive as institutions in deciding um, where we want to put resources into in terms of our workforce programs. Um, so, and I'll use court reporting, which has done a fabulous job in the past couple of years,
Yes.
as kind of an example here. So
I was gonna say, we are the perfect example of putting resources,
the
and thank you
question
for
might
that, by the
be,
way. Thank
yeah,
you.
like where are these credentials really leading to family sustainable high wages? Where's the demand? Um, and I can use like a simple example. Let's say that you have a program where you can get a credential in um, um, typing on a typewriter, right? That's silly, but you may have a program around going, do we still need this program? Um, if students are not, if students not really earning any more than they would with a high school diploma, we have to think about that. So it's not necessarily like shut them down, although that might be the decision. It might be a collective decision on everybody's part. And that doesn't mean getting rid of the program, hiring faculty. It may be like in computer science, this degree, this is outdated. We're going to close this degree down and come up with one better suited, right? But it also might be something like, we have these three programs here. They're barely leading to a family sustaining wage. Do we as a college want to devote some of the resources into nursing, for example? So, and the question was, are we doing this as colleges and how are we doing it? And are we doing it as nimbly as we need to be? And I think that maybe I was reviewing these documents and we'd finish this project in early July. And I have a feeling the question is going to be, why are there two things? Why is there an annual sustainable review? Why is there a three review? The annual sustainable review is to kind of just get a snapshot real quickly so that we're not waiting 3 years. if there's a particular issue that needs to be addressed, that it can come to the attention of the leadership right away. How do we fix this? What are we doing here? And then there's the regular kind of 3-year process that everybody would undergo. And this is a SAC COC requirement that you show some kind of way that you're reviewing your programs. So that's the separation of the two that kind of feed into each other and that may cause some confusion. I worked with all the chairs that were over a CTE program. And as my understanding, they went back to their program coordinators and shared drafts and everything as we were moving forward. So yeah, the idea here is that hopefully we're not closing programs, we're finding problems that need to be addressed. So the idea is, how do we stay on top of things? How do we adjust quickly if we need to? So I'll probably get everything wrong about court reporting. But let's just say you discover that, students, are not having a fabulous job placement because the curriculum, I'm just making this up, Francis.
I know, it's okay.
Because
Go
the
ahead.
curriculum is teaching them, a skill that was very important in the 1990s, but not necessarily transferable today. So when you're kind of having this annual look at it, and you're working with your advisor, CT programs, I did not know a lot about them until I became dean, and I'm fascinated with them. I love them. I found out programs that I didn't know we offered here at the college. But yeah, they answer in a different way in the sense that they have to provide jobs, and they have to have an advisory board. And so we also want to kind of let the advisory board more in and kind of say, we need you to adjust real quickly. Artificial intelligence is now being used in court reporting. Do you want to wait 5 years and address that, or do you want to have a way of trying to touch on that right now? So I use court reporting because we haven't even really had this process in place, but they lost faculty and they lost students, and they weren't having a lot of graduates, and they weren't they were having problems showing how students were getting jobs with the various levels of certificates that they offer, level 1, level 2. So they did a year-long study. They all participated in it, completely redesigned the program, completely, aligned their certificates better to, I think, what their advisory board was saying they need, and presented the plan. It looked great. We were able to use our resources and hire another full-time person. We'll probably do it again.
Yeah.
And don't, I didn't, I said probably.
Well, we do have a new one that is full-time.
Yeah. And their enrollment increased in 1 year, almost 300%? Because students are now seeing, okay,
somehow it's getting out there. Sorry to interrupt.
So we're doing more marketing. So we're, again, devoting resources to that. They can get their degree in 18 months. One of the nice things they did is they put all the court reporting in level 1 and level 2 certificates. So really, essentially, with the level 2 certificate, they've got the skills, they should have the skills to pass those exams and get that job. If they want the associate's degree, they can stay on and do their 15 hours of core classes. So it was a way, it's like and again, that's what we're trying to do. How do we speed things up? So in theory, can they get a level 2 in 1 academic year, Francis?
They can get a level 1.
A level 1 and
level 2 is going to take a little bit longer because they have to get
longer.
Yeah.
But at least, if they want to get right on the job market,
yes,
they may come back and finish, the whole degree later.
Correct.
So it's just exemplary, and it wasn't easy, and we had long talks and everything, but it's just an example. So this is a process to try to help everybody do what court reporting did. It's not, I didn't come in here thinking that that's the question y'all were gonna ask me, but I'm just.
No, that's a perfect example.
For everybody, it's not about necessarily you're not doing well, we're shutting you down. Although that's always on the table, right? We have metrics at the coordinating board we have to meet, where they're kind of said, why are you offering this program? But the goal of the process is to help us make the adjustments quickly that we need to be making. And have a way to do this in a coordinated fashion to where the leadership can be aware. And like I said, it's like, okay, that's, Len came to me. It's like, we've done this 18-month degree, we've done this. Now we need a marketing campaign. And I was able to say, great, I have the money here, go do the marketing campaign. So we want all programs to do what court reporting did. So what questions can I answer? What suggestions do you have to make it better? Is there language you feel needs to be changed? I am here to listen, and we just hopefully can get this process. We'd like to get it started in the spring, but we are following our procedure that we have in the college, where affected groups like Faculty Senate, we want you to weigh in. So the idea is that you all would weigh in. The SQUEC, Strategic Quality Enhancement Committee, will weigh in. Those comments we brought back to the college executive team. Adjustments may or not, may be made, and then it'll be approved by college council, and then it goes into effect.
I have 3 questions if that's okay with the committee.
Sure.
All right, cool. So I just want to make sure I get our charge straight. So we're just looking at the review process of how we kind of evaluate these programs, or we're actually looking at the programs themselves?
No, for
Okay.
the Senate committee, look at this process,
Okay.
and give us your feedback to it.
Okay, so it's just the process.
Yeah. What will happen if this goes into effect is that then it goes over to IPI, and IPI will be the ones that direct how it's done. That's that office's role.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Faculty Senate will not be evaluating these programs.
Okay.
We're asking for input based on our procedures to say, hey, we have a problem right here, or just say we think it sucks, or saying, we see a solid plan.
Okay.
We might suggest these changes here. That's all we're asking to do.
Okay. And just want to make sure, is this a document that we're primarily looking at? The one that Julie sent us? Is that it?
That is the 3-year review, and then there's the annual sustainability. Those are the 2
Okay.
documents being
So those-
proposed.
Okay.
I included the letter from the presidents and the chancellor that rolled this out, and all the colleges are supposed to be creating a process. And I also included the district kind of guidelines. I forget what the term was there, that we're trying to benchmark to, so that we're in line. But this is
Yeah.
our own internal process, and it needs,
Okay.
and we're trying to align it with what the PLC came up with.
And then my second one is who should we be directly collaborating with, or who should be reporting to on this? So we'll definitely, Senate's going to be rolled in, obviously, but and we'll be reporting to them, but who else are we working with? So you said IPI is one of them?
No.
No?
I said once this process is in place, IPI will be the ones that implement the process. So it's really an advisory capacity.
Okay.
That we're asking. I don't know if I included. Did I include a document about the SAC procedure?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to follow all the steps in which we do this.
Sure. Okay.
So you see that, it's like, does this, and CAT approves, and it goes out to, and Dr. Sleece has asked for input here.
I think it was this one
No,
here, or
that's the district one. I apologize.
is it this one?
Yeah, this is right here. This right
Got
here.
it. Okay. Okay.
So we're on step 4.
Mhm.
Well, no, you're,
Oh, no,
it was
no.
on.
Oh,
Okay,
it was
okay,
on
okay.
the
So
first page.
this one
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So Dr. Lisa's asking for review and comment.
So on the San Antonio College college procedures, and the other one was the that other Word document that I displayed earlier, correct? The
Right.
3-year
So
program review draft.
the 3-year program review draft and the annual sustainable review draft are what we're hoping to start doing. So
And
it's really an advisory capacity here, just
got it.
wanting your input.
Okay. And my last one, then I'll be quiet.
No.
What is the what's the timeline like? Like how quickly would you want to see this? How soon? Do we have time?
Well, for those of you who worked on me, I like to get things done. I you know I was on the I can tell you what Julie said, but
Sure.
like I said, we're let me get her email out to me. The process could be assigned to the appropriate subcommittee for their review. They would bring feedback to the September meeting, and then any feedback from there would be shared with you. Would they need a voters asking for input and just asking for input? So does that timeline work?
Yes.
I'm not,
I
you
mean,
know,
yeah. So now that I know, like, now that we know what we're doing, we're supposed to like update them in the next, I think, September 13th, and then we'll hold a Senate meeting. So that's the
Yeah.
timeline, I guess.
And I'm sure you'll find something that's very beneficial for us.
Sure.
But I just want to be clear on the intent, and it goes with unlocking opportunities. And and yes, we need to come up with probably a better process for reviewing the non-workforce programs, but this is only about the workforce programs. That question will probably arise. And I hope it's received in goodwill. Like I said, it is not something that I just typed up in 2 hours in my office. It was a very collaborative effort on the part of the chairs who oversee programs like this. And I think if anybody, if there are faculty in certain programs that have trepidations, I would have them talk to Francis about, how going through a big review is not a bad thing.
Absolutely. I did not do it intentionally, but I'm glad I'm on this committee.
Yeah,
It just kind of happened that way. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm happy to give any input anybody asks about.
But there may be terms that aren't familiar to you. There may be, again, there may be suggestions for, better language, or just, this part here is causing some controversy. Some people feel blah, 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 that's it.
I think sunset was a very kind term, but it had a big meaning. So no, I don't have any input about that. I think that was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was kind of thinking if it's okay with the committee, since there's, I guess, since there's 3 documents and there's 5 of us, we can kind of divvy that up
Mhm.
Sure.
and then just make adjustments to it, and then that's what I'll report out to Senate leadership.
It should just be
That's
2
okay.
documents, right?
Is it 3? It's a San Antonio college procedures, the 3-year CT program review, and the annual sustainable review.
Now, the college procedure, that's the college procedure.
Okay,
I
so
just
just
think
2 documents.
Just 2 documents, yeah.
Just 2. Okay, got it. So 3-year CT program review and the annual sustainable review.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sounds good, Brian.
Okay.
That's a good idea. We can just divvy it up. Sounds great.
Just divvy it up. So 3 and 2 or something.
I want
Caroline?
3.
Okay.
Give her what she wants. She's been patiently waiting, so.
Sure.
I have to admit, I'm a little embarrassed because I thought I'd sent out completely clean copies, but in one of them, you can still see the track changes thing that I should have
Okay.
merged. So but I will fix that later. So at
No worries.
least it reads. It shows you that we did do several drafts on it.
Do y'all have any other questions for Dr. Lee before we kind of break here?
I don't think so.
Awesome. All right, I want to keep this meeting kind of efficient because I know y'all have other meetings to go to. So
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. And thank you,
course.
Dr. Lee, for joining.
Yeah, and I don't, just reach out. I have plenty of time to explain things to you or come by. And yeah, and like I said, and if you do find something, very serious or whatever or concerning, it'd be great if you just brought it up, right away and we can try to address it. But you have your own processes, procedures you follow. So
Awesome.
believe it or not, a long time ago, I served 6 years on the faculty senate. That was
Cool.
over a decade ago. All right. I'll leave you all be. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Lee. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. So really quick, I think I'll put 3 of us on the longer document and then 2 of us on like the shorter document. If that's okay with y'all. Cool.
I will say, just to add a comment, they work, as long as you can show viability in the program, that there's jobs out there and it's viable. I mean, they worked so hard to keep us alive. So I feel like I experienced it, firsthand.
Cool. And it seems like
Very
you know,
That he was involved in it.
yeah, it seems like court reporting is like the kind of the model program that they're looking for. I mean, he mentioned give you a shout out like this whole meeting, so we'll definitely keep y'all in mind when we're kind of looking at the documents.
Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds great,
Awesome.
y'all. All right.
Awesome. All right. Anything else?
That is it. Thanks for giving
Efficient,
me a brief. Yes. Thank
efficient
you.
meeting. Let's go.
Very.
All right. Have a good weekend, y'all.
You too, Ryan.
Y'all too.
Bye,
Three-day
everybody.
See ya.
weekend.
Yay.
Bye, Jeff.
Fun.
Have a good one.